Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for another training webinar. Today we will take a look at how you can use Nimble for prospecting. If you have any questions or feedback during today's session, please type them into the questions box and we will cover them at the end of today's session. For those of you that are either new to Nimble or are thinking about trialing it, let's quickly take a look at what Nimble CRM is. Nimble is an easy to use CRM that works for you in Office 365, G Suite, and everywhere else you work. It automatically combines your contacts, communication histories, email inboxes, and calendar appointments. It also integrates with social media and with over 200 different applications such as MailChimp, QuickBooks Online, Outlook Contacts, and more. For today's webinar, we'll jump right into some ideas on how you can use Nimble to prospect on the web and also on social media. The main feature we'll be using today will be Nimble Prospector. Nimble Prospector is a browser extension that helps you manage contacts everywhere you work, in your email inbox, social platforms, business apps, and on any website. You can install it into your Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, and soon you'll be able to install it on Safari. We're working on that and should be available in the next few months. You can also download your Outlook add-in and a Gmail extension. So Nydia, if you don't mind dropping those links that I shared with you earlier to the crowd so that they know where they can find all these, that would be great. So the reason why we created Nimble Prospector is that we know that nobody likes having to stop what they're doing and go into their CRM to log all the information. We all spend most of our time in our email inbox doing research and prospecting on various different websites and on social media platforms like LinkedIn. You as the business owner and or salesperson know that research is by far the most important aspect of prospecting. Research estimates that about 50% of sales time is wasted on unproductive prospecting. When doing your research online, it's important to make sure that you are not wasting your time and that you are capturing the most important information. The information you want to capture should be the information that you can use to qualify and then prioritize your prospects, as well as to find opportunities to reach out to them and build rapport. Most of you are probably very interested in knowing how you can utilize Nimble when prospecting on LinkedIn. So let's start with going to LinkedIn and discussing all the different ways on how you can use Nimble Prospector to create new contact records, update them with new information, and or create new contact records, and organize them into lists and more. So let's go to LinkedIn. So after you've installed Nimble Prospector, I'm obviously demonstrating it on Chrome. You can go to any website, open up the extension, which is right here, and then either hover over any hyperlinked name or to highlight it and to have Nimble Prospector to create you a new or update existing contact records. So this is the LinkedIn homepage. So when scrolling down your homepage, you can simply bring up Nimble Prospector as we just did and hover over somebody's name. So let's pick on this person. Okay, so Nimble will either surface an existing contact record for you, or it will help you create a brand new one. This person is obviously in my Nimble database, so I want to find somebody who isn't so I can show you how to add them. Okay, let's try Brittany. There we go. Okay, so without having to leave LinkedIn type in information in manually, Nimble will help you to create a rich contact record for your prospects. Please note that the more people share about themselves on social media, the more information we will be able to capture. So when hovering over somebody's name who's not in your Nimble database, Nimble will first show you what we call a live profile here, giving you the option to review the information we found and determine if you want to add them in your database. If you decide that you want to add them, you can simply click on the Add Contact button, which I guess Brittany is also in my database. And then take further actions such as adding tags, filling out the lead details such as rating, status, source, type, and owner right here. You can add the tags right here. You can also edit the contact record by clicking the edit button. You can also add notes. You can log any past activities. You can schedule future activities such as calls, events, tasks, and any custom activities that you've made, and more. You can also use Nimble Prospector to create contact records from reactions on LinkedIn. So you would do that by going to the post itself and clicking on the number of interactions that your competitors or an influencer's post has, and then you can hover over any name on the list. And you can see that it started making a list of who reacted to this list. And this is a great way to tune into your competitors' audience so you can leverage it for yourself and you can see who is paying attention to similar verticals that you want to be associated with. Nimble Prospector also allows you to create prospect lists. As you can see here, there's more than one prospect that is being listed in my widget or prospector. Sorry, we recently renamed it. Nimble Prospector also allows you to create prospect lists, and you can hover over multiple prospects, add them to Nimble by clicking on the plus sign next to their name right here, in case they haven't been added yet, of course. And then you can click this box right here to use the bulk tag option on top of the extension, and you can organize them for future use. So we'll just call them LinkedIn. I think I already did that. Okay. Cool. So the extension will automatically be displayed on the right side of your screen, but in case it's blocking anything, you can move it to the other side of the screen using this button here, the toggle position button, and it would go to the other side of the screen. I happen to like it on this side. It just seems more intuitive to me. So when using Nimble Prospector on somebody's LinkedIn profile, you will either have to highlight their name or click on contact info in their profile and then hover over the LinkedIn profile link. So let's use our CEO John Ferrara's profile to demonstrate this. So let's just click on the contact info button and highlight his name, and you'll see that his profile comes up here. So when reading through someone's profile, you can easily copy and paste any important information you'd like to store in a Nimble. So in John's case, I would definitely like to know that he was the founder of Goldmine. So that would be something that we could use to start a sales conversation, and it would make sure that the prospect knows that we did our research. So we selected the information we wanted to copy, and then we would click Edit up here. And then when you scroll down, you will see the option to add a new description right here. And then after selecting the Add Description button right here, you can select the type. In this case, it would be LinkedIn. And then you would paste the fields that you wanted to paste, and then you would save. So please note that any information you put into Nimble will be segmentable inside of the main Nimble application. Consider also capitalizing some keywords so you and your salespeople can easily see what information might be worth mentioning when calling your prospects or when crafting emails about them. Before we move to showing you how you can use Nimble on other social sites, let's review how you may want to continue your research about the prospects you just identified on LinkedIn. Nimble Prospector will also work on any company website. So sometimes you might find yourself researching more about the individual on their company website, and you can use Nimble Prospector on the main site to create a company record and link it to the existing record. So let's go to Nimble. And let's open that Nimble Prospector. And it already started making a record for you. So let's click the live profile. Let's add the contact. And then let's use the search option to find John's contact. So then let's click edit again. And if this wasn't already here, we would start typing the name of the company, and Nimble should suggest you the now existing company without you having to type its full name. So we will just re-click Nimble and save it again. So now when you have the company the person works for linked to their contact in Nimble, you can continue your research. A good idea is to go see what the person wrote about themselves on their own company site, because most companies have an About Us section. that can be a great source of information. You can find ours down here. It's actually called our team for us, but it's the same thing. So from this page, you can highlight the person's name like this, bring up their Nimble record, and then again, copy and paste any information from their bio into Nimble so you have it in their contact record from later database segmentation purposes or to help you personalize your outreach to them. And you would do that exactly how we did before by clicking edit, going down to description, and then adding a description. So as we already demonstrated on LinkedIn, Nimble Prospector will work on any social media site. So let's try it on Twitter now. Don't know why it always saves this search. So again, you can bring up the Nimble extension on your Twitter homepage and hover over any hyperlinked name. So bring up John again, and then you can create a new and update an existing contact record. Also, after clicking on a tweet, let's find one with some reactions. You can also hover over the names of anybody that's interacted with it, with the post by commenting or liking it. So let's try it with this person. And this can be done with any tweet, not just your own. You can also use it to see how many people are interacting with you, with your own content, and who the people that just started following you are. And you would do that by going to notifications. And you can just hover over anybody's name that's on this list and again, create another list. And you would do that by adding everybody to Twitter, to Nimble. And then you would click this and then you'd be able to tag them all. So if you use Twitter lists, you might enjoy a Twitter list import integration. Twitter lists are a great way to organize your contacts on Twitter and cut through the clutter that Twitter can be. So to do that, you would go to your list or anybody else's list on Twitter, as long as the Twitter list is public. You will be able to import it into Nimble directly from Twitter's interface. You can, of course, still use Nimble Prospector to bring prospects into Nimble one by one as well. So select the Twitter list of your choice and watch for the Nimble Twitter list import button right here at the bottom left corner of your screen. You will then be able to import the entire list of people into Nimble, and it'll have a default tag, which would be the name of the Twitter list, or you can change it to something else manually if you wanted to. So those are the main highlights of Prospector on Twitter. You can also use Prospector on a conference site. So if you're attending a virtual or an in-person conference, or if you're utilizing influencer marketing as a part of your marketing strategy, you might want to review the list of speakers prior to attending the conference, or just use it to research influencers to build relationships with. So let me see which one is coming up, sort of. Yes. So you would go to their, I don't know what it is, speakers page, and then pull up Prospector. And you can see that it's already building a list, and you would just hover over their names. And then you can add them. And then you can tag them as this virtual summit speakers. And then you would save it. So those are the main highlights of the Nimble Prospector browser extension that I wanted to discuss today. Obviously, there are a million different use cases for Prospector, so it's definitely individual for everybody's business needs. So let's take a second to address the next training webinars before we dive into questions. So the next training webinars we have are going to be, we're already in September, amazingly enough. The next one is next Wednesday, and it will be just general overview and a mobile overview. And then after that, we will have one on contact import and contact management strategies. And then we'll have another overview after that. And then in later September, we will have one on deals, pipeline, and reporting. And Nadia, it would be great if you could drop a link to our webinars page so that people can register for whichever one works for them the best. There are already up there, so feel free to register even in October. So we also have a special offer for new users. If you sign up today, you can get 30 days of Nimble for free. You would do that by going to nimble.com/offer/webinar30. And if you're already in trial, you can definitely reach out to care@nimble.com and we will extend your trial so that you can also enjoy those free 30 days. And so now it's time for questions. I'm going to turn the presentation over to my colleague Sergey, who is helping in the background. So hello, Sergey.
Hello, everyone.
So let me pull up the questions. Okay. So Jessica is asking, is it possible to use Nimble to get contact information?
So yes, in our prospector or on CPV, whenever you have an existing contact, there is a button that is called search for contact information, and it will try to discover email, phone number, and some extra data like location and other available public information using name and company name as an input for the contact.
Okay, Chris is asking, is there an archive of past webinars? That would be on our YouTube channel. So Nadia, when you get a sec, if you could drop a link to our YouTube channel, they should all be up there. And this one will also be on it after or later today, and we'll also send it in the follow-up email. Thomas is asking, can I search contacts from within the prospector? The people icon is not clickable for me.
So you can search for contacts in two ways. So you either hover over, select the data on your page, or there is a search icon in the top right corner. And Megan, if you can pass me a presenter, I can show it on my screen.
1 second.
Okay, so you can see, like, you can search it here. So, like, for example, you can search John Ferrara, and it will show you the name, or you can search for some company. It will just search your database, or it will suggest to build you a live profile for the queries that you put in. And then you can always hover on any link on the page or select any word, and it will also grab this word and create a search for you. So this is the way you search. People icon is related to the existing profile. So once you click it, it will go switch here, and there's an easy way for you to go back to your search results using these two icons.
Wayland is asking, I don't completely understand what activates the prospector tool / Gmail add-on.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I don't completely understand what activates the prospector tool Gmail add-on. So I guess to just demonstrate it in Gmail.
So yeah, in Gmail, we open it up automatically when you go into email, and you can deselect, like you can close it using the, just go to my Gmail. So it opens up whenever you go to an email. So it's a bit slow. Come on, Gmail. Try that again. So yeah, when you go in here, we'll open it up in the email. So you can close it just using this button. And this way, if you go to the next email, it will not automatically appear. So it's now closed. If you don't need it, you can close it. Or if you select any other extension, will open Gmail will open that extension for you. You can also, if you don't need it in Gmail completely, you can go to extension settings and disable it, so we will not open it up in Gmail.
JL is asking, when using Prospector, it sometimes suggests a social media link that is an article about someone, not their personal page. Is there a benefit to adding that link, or does that just clutter up records?
It depends on like what information you want to gather about contacts. So we'll automatically suggest you to add that link, but it's up to you to clean it up. And usually these are the links that people add to their social profiles. Like for example, if you go for a LinkedIn, then they will grab links that they're in their bio, like as a related presentations or something like that.
Pat is asking, how can I get my Apple Mac contacts into Nimble?
So there are a couple of ways. So you first can export a vCard with all Apple contacts and use our vCard import to import it to Nimble. Or you can install our Nimble application on your iPhone if you own one, and then use import feature from there. We'll import your contacts using mobile application. So we'll generate that vCard for you and upload it to our service automatically.
Chris is asking, how does the way Nimble gets info relate to compliance/privacy standards?
So we use public databases to search for it, and they all are GDPR compliant and all the privacy compliant. So we only look for publicly available business data and whatever is public on social profiles. So we don't analyze any private information for any data.
Leyland's asking, when I'm in Gmail, I try to hover over the name and sometimes it seems to open Nimble and other times not. I wasn't sure what I'm supposed to click hover over to get Nimble to start with a specific contact.
So yeah, we allow you to, if you have Nimble opened, then you can hover or select an email and we'll add it. Especially like it didn't work here. Let me just try it again. And a new one. So yeah, if you select, you hover over email, then we'll add it automatically for you. So if widget opens it, it should work 100% of the time. So every hover on any email or recipient or in here should work. If it's not, then please contact our care team. We will follow up on that. It might be a bug.
Jessica is asking, I think there is something wrong with my version. I've contacted customer service multiple times, but haven't received assistance.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with your version. So usually all browsers are updating extension to the latest version automatically. And if you can clarify your questions, I can try to help you.
It could also be an outdated browser, because I remember when I was having issues, that was mine as well. David was asking, what would be the quickest, easiest method of quickly logging a new prospect/contact and tag it for a follow-up in, say, a week without going into the main Nimble UI?
So yeah, the easiest way for you to use Prospector for that. So for example, we want to get this contact and follow up with him. So you can just add him and you can select stay in touch reminder is the quickest way. So after you did this on your today page, you will have stay in touch reminders and the person will be surfaced here, or you can just go and see them in the contact list. There's a special stay in touch tab that is sorted by people that stay in touch. So we added this Antonio Angar's contact, and here we have it in this listing. And then the other way for you is to just go in his contact and schedule some activity, task, event, or any custom activities that you have to follow up a task this week, and like follow up, and just save it. And you can see that you will have it also appear in your activities or today page under tasks. The best way to do this. So like you have it right here.
Jessica is asking, what browser do I need then? So I guess what edition of browser does this work best for?
So the best browser is Chrome, and in Chrome we work on pretty much any modern version. So with we had some issues with Firefox, but we're working to resolve them. Latest version of Edge is working, and we will be working with the newest Safari updates that is coming in September.
David's asking, not possible from Prospector extension only, which I'm not sure what he means. Oh, because his question was the quickly logging a new prospect / contact and tagging it.
Yeah, so as I showed, like you can create follow-up only from Prospector. We don't have like task view or like any agenda view in Prospector right now. So you will need to log in into your mobile or web application to see your follow-up tasks and follow-up activities.
Jessica is asking if it's on Firefox, and yeah, we shared a link to that earlier, so let me find that for you. Here you go. Okay, so it doesn't look as though we have any more questions. So let's just give it. Oh, and then Jessica's asking, can Sergey walk us through getting contact info?
Sure, yeah. So, for example, there is this button, the search contact info that I was talking about. So if you click that button, you'll need some company. So cows, monkeys, let's see if you're able to find something. And sometimes it doesn't work if you just have a company name. So you need to get a domain, and we will suggest you domains once you type it. So let's try if we'll be having more luck with Chaos Monkey, LA, the right company. So what we do, we try to go and discover using the name, and because I don't have the name right, we weren't able to. Let's go here, type another contact. See, so this tool is using email discovery APIs in order for you to find it. So the company token daily, so we grab the domain. So let's see. No, so we are not able to find data for this contact as well. So the ability for us to find the data is really if their email server allows email queries or no. And if they don't allow it, it's really hard for us to discover this information. So try it on some more person. You're not getting charged any credit if you not discovered any verifiable contact information. So you can try it, and totem group, see if there's something. Yeah, so it was able to find this contact information. So once we find the email address, we go and try and verify it, verify if this is a valid email address, that there are some records of internet, or there is a way for you to send an email. If we verify it, there will be a confidence level. And using that email, we will try to discover extra information like phone and location, if there is any business information available. If not, then we'll suggest you this email, and you can quickly save it, but you need to use it in your own risk and make sure that you verify it before sending any, especially mass marketing email, so you don't have any problems with that.
Okay, so Dina's asking, we use Office 365. How can we use Nimble to make a prospect / follow-up list from emails we send out?
So so if you send some list, then you can depends on your mail provider. You can set up a PySync integration, and so it wasn't a good way. So for you need to somehow select a list in Nimble or in your email, and then you can tag the list. So if you're using let's say MailChimp or any other email provider to send out your email, once you send it out, export the list that you have sent out and import it using our CSV and add some tag using CSV import. So if you go in here and let's say you have a list that you exported from MailChimp, so you can use upload CSV file and assign some tag with you assign some tag using the CSV import tool. And once you assign that tag, you can use select this tag in here, and then you just go and you select this contact and do any bulk action or set up any follow-up reminders that you want. So this is one way. And then second way, of course, is using Prospector. If you go to, I don't have any MailChimp setup, but you can go to any UI, on any website, bring up our Prospector and just quickly hover over email and then assign tag in bulk using bulk select and using add tags.
Chris is asking, I don't use Gmail or 365, but I have my own domain email. Can I still integrate Nimble with email?
Yes, so we integrate if your email domain supports IMAP. You can go into networks and import. You go to email accounts and use IMAP. So you will need, because it's your custom server, you will need to enter your credentials manually. Once you do that, you will be able to integrate it with Nimble.
Okay, so David's just saying these webinars are fantastic. Thank you so much. Saves so much time, makes Nimble more valuable more quickly. Outstanding. Thank you, David. I really appreciate that. I think with that, we don't have any more. Oh, wait, one more question. Chris is asking, does Nimble generate an opt-out line of emails?
So if you send a group message, this is our functionality to send email to more than one contact, as it looks like, and it will look like you send it yourself. So you can select a bunch of contacts, select send group message. You can add unsubscribe link in there, and this will be a link that people can use to unsubscribe, and all people that are unsubscribed, they will appear in your settings, email settings, and there will be unsubscribe list in here.
Okay, so I think that's it, unless somebody wants to make a liar out of me, but I think we're good. So, okay, so thank you, Sergey, for helping with the questions. And if anybody else has any further questions, again, please feel free to reach out at care@nimble.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you for joining today's webinar, and feel free to register for the ones in the future and have a good rest of your day. Oh, wait, Sergey, we have one more. Wendy's asking, can we also include the unsubscribe list on one-on-one emails?
So we don't have it for one-on-one emails, but you can use a group message to send only one email and just select one contact, click send group message, So yeah, it lays a list, and you can use this form. You can select all the same templates and stuff, and it will just be a way for you to send a one-on-one email with unsubscribed link in it. There is no difference for recipient in the email they will receive.
Okay, so I think that's it. You're welcome, Wendy. Okay, so again, have a good rest of your day, and we'll give you 20 minutes back. And keep an eye out for the follow-up email. It'll have a recording of this webinar. So thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.